SEG, Galleria J. Antonio, the owner. I've been doing it since 1975. My first store was at 816 Madison Avenue on 68th Street. And then after a long stint there, I moved to 39 Christopher Street and we had a long stint there. And from 39 Christopher Street, I left New York and after Jose Antonio died, and I opened up the Watch Doctor in Seattle, Washington for another long stint. And I moved back here to this wonderful location on Avenue A in 2001. And I've been here ever since. And I love you desperately, but I gotta finish this first. Then I'll show you my store. This muffin was to die from. All right, and now I want to show you my little, this is my little store. I was in that big space over there for a long time, and I gave it up 5 years ago to have, this is called Galleria J. Antonio Light. So it's like the big store, but you know, because we're like in retirement, it's a little bit of, it's much smaller, much more condensed, and certainly I have much more interesting stuff here. So what do? That's a hard thing to say because a lot of people say, I do this, I do that. They're defined. Jesus and I are artists. So for instance, this is his new collection. It's called, he makes his own ceramics. This is called 10002. That's the zip code of downtown. And if you look at these ceramics, that's the skyline. If you know New York, you know that the bridges down there, Chinatown, this is our neighborhood where we live. So 10002 was his inspiration, and he's a renowned ceramic artist that I married. I don't want to go into his resume, but this is a wonderful collection. So we have this, and will we have it later? No, we will have something else. I lived in Seattle, so I learned the business of hot glass. Everybody can see, nobody even looks up to look at that, but if you know glass, you know who made that.
Absolutely.
That's right. And here, this is another hot glass. And the store is we're more purpose motivated. We're more motivated by being here for the right reason. The cash register is important, but this little store is here to help people feel better. I have a sign in the window that says, sometimes I just have to see something that sparkles. And the store sparkles. I have a lot of crystals and khamsas with crystals to make you feel better in this world. Especially the pandemic brought a lot of depression to people. So I wanted the store to sparkle. The three components of this store is repair, design, and one of a kind. So when I say one of a kind is when your grandmother died and you have a box of stuff you don't know what to do with, here it is. This is stuff that's on consignment from people who have passed away. You get to buy it, they get to move it into the universe. That's the important thing, not the profit, but to take grandma's George Jensen necklace, move it out. That's the importance that I feel I do. These are from Italy. Her grandmother came from Palermo and brought some of this marcasite, so she's selling it. One of a kind, going. And a watch counter. I happened to reinvent myself, and I went to watchmaking school. I'm a graduate of NAWCC, which is the National Association of Watch and Clock Collectors. I graduated and learned how to repair watches and how to, take the market and evaluate them. So I have a time count code. My watches start at $90 And these are my own watches with my name on them. They're J. Antonio watches. Galleria J. Antonio, Swiss. My designs, Swiss technology. And I always tell everybody, you're never going to meet Mr. Gucci. You're never going to meet Mr. Rolex, but you met Jesse Antonio. So buy a watch from me, because someday it's going to be worth a lot of money. Jesus is my wonder husband, who's wonderful. He makes the jewelry, he makes the ceramics, he makes my life better. We've been together 20 years, and he makes, it's just me and him in the store. There's nobody else. That's the staff. It seems like all the repair places have closed down. And then the last component of this store, and the most important, is that you can still walk in here and buy a menorah. Okay, so we have a Judaica department, and that Judaica department is fed by a couple of friends of mine from Israel. They bring me things in. I go to craft shows and buy. That's my whole section there. And where else can you go and find a matzah holder for Pesach? Look at this. People say, what is that? So I put the matzah there so people will know what it is. But we have Kiddush cups. We have this is, again, hot glass. And for people who are looking for bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah gift, look at this case. Look at this case. So this is a little store, but look at the selection that I have of sterling silver Magen Davids, and we give, if it's a little girl for a bat mitzvah, we make a little chain, we make a long chain, we can do, lots. And then when people come in, like yesterday, this guy said, I just moved into the neighborhood, and I always got the same response. It always gets a good laugh. And I go, your mother called and said you need a mezuzah at the door or she's not going to see you. She's not going to visit. And I bring them over to this counter. There's over 100 mezuzah with the scrolls in that case. And they run from handmade to commercial till very simple to completely ungepatched. So that's, and here from Brooklyn, a wedding mezuzah. So one side has the shards and the other side has the scroll. And there's the pearl with the shin. This was in the front of the building. It's the only thing left from Ben Ari Arts. I kept this sign, and I still have customers that wonder where he went. So I tell them he's in the 5 towns. I want to invite you and everybody who's watching this video to come because to my store, not just to buy, but to get inspiration, to love yourself, give a gift, do something wonderful for yourself. Please come.